Hello everyone, I am still treating calculations involving electrical energy and power. The one on board is another interesting question that is coming from electrical power. Remember, I am solving this for science students such as physics students, engineering students, and co, right? Please make sure you pay attention for you to know them. It is a little bit technical. The question says, an electric bulb is marked 80 watts, 20 volts. Another bulb is marked 80 watts, 100 volts. Calculate the ratio of their resistance, okay? Now, we will remember from this now, the power of the electric bulb is given us because we know the power by the unit, which is watts, and the voltage is also given. Coming here, the same thing, okay? Now, we now write out the formulas involving calculation of electrical power, which is electrical power is equals to IV, which is current times voltage, okay? And if we move on, we still notice that current has formula. I've treated this before, okay, which is voltage over resistance, which we now have V square. From there, we get V square over R. And also, this has formula, which is I times, that's current times resistance. From there, we now get current square times resistance, okay? So from these formulas, we use to calculate electrical power, okay? Now, the question we only have the information of power and the voltage, okay? And we shall find the resistance. So we have power and voltage and resistance, okay? Which means we are going to use this one, right? Now we have power is equals to V square over resistance. And we are looking for resistance of the first bulb, okay, because we have two bulbs here, okay. Now making this subject of formula, okay, we now have R equals to voltage square over P when we make this subject of formula by doing cross multiplication, okay. Now let us call R1 the resistance of the first bulb, which has 80 watts and 200 volts, okay? Now, the resistance of the first bulb is 80 square, that's voltage. The voltage is 200 square, okay, over the power, which is 80. And using our calculator, what do we have? We now have 40,000 over 80, 0 kill 0, okay? Now the final answer becomes what? Final answer becomes 500 ohms for the resistance of the first bulb. Then the resistance of the second bulb, which will be R2, okay, will be the same formula, V square over P, which the V is still the same, okay, which the V is 100 in this case, over the same 80, 100 squared, and because V is squared, then 100 squared, it means 100 times 100, which will give us 10,000 over 80, 0 kill 0. And the final answer becomes 125 ohms. And the ratio now becomes the ratio of resistance 1 is to resistance 2, okay? Now resistance 1 is 500 ohms is to resistance 2, which is 125 ohms. And we can reduce to lowest term by 25 125 divide itself 1, and 125 divide this one 4. So the final ratio will now become 4 ohms is to 1 ohms. The final answer. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, make sure you like, subscribe, follow,